brought to you by Bethel School of Technology. Learn more at betheltech.net/Ken Coleman.
So I am an engineer. I've worked and built my career in construction equipment manufacturing. So
Okay.
I've been with my current company about 20 months. And right after I joined, they went through a CEO change. And there's a significant change in culture since I've been there. It's been one issue after another, one ethical dilemma after another, and I've raised with HR, but HR doesn't seem to have the power or the capability, right? So, I found another job, and my question for you is, with this level of dysfunction, when is it okay not to give 2 weeks notice?
Well, it's okay whenever you feel like it's not okay. In other words, there's no universal rule that says if you don't give 2 weeks, you're the biggest jerk on the planet.
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, somewhere along the line, that became a standard. Deemed, it's a nice touch. Let them know that you're walking out in 2 weeks. And I think it's a nice touch. But it is nowhere near this standard of the kind of person you are. I'll give you an example. I remember years ago hearing about this when my wife came to work for Dave, because Stacy worked for Dave before I did.
Okay.
And before I even knew Dave personally. And she would tell me that when someone would resign, Dave would tell him, go ahead and leave today. And I remember going, what? Whoa, wow. Because it was just so different. And then I let it sit and I was like, well, it's his prerogative.
Right.
They quit.
Yeah.
And I always thought, it's not about whether or not I would do it or not. I guess to me, I always thought of that when I go, well, I guess it's a situation by situation deal. In other words, if Dave thought, well, we can make it, we don't need 2 weeks of transition. We can make it. We'll figure it out. You're done. And then other times, someone will stay longer. So there's no rhyme or reason here at Ramsey on that. And so that I'm looking at it from the employer standpoint. Like I hear all the time, someone's leaving. There's a guy that's leaving. He's not leaving for 2 more months. And then I hear somebody leave. Well, you're out in 4 days. And so using Ramsey Solutions as an example of it's the prerogative of the company to decide whether or not they want you around for 2 weeks, whether you offered or not, then I think if that's true for them, it should be true for you as well. So you get to decide.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
I mean, what are you leaning towards?
What's a challenge for me personally is I like to treat people how I like to be treated and, do the right thing, even though it's the hard thing. And what I'm leaning towards is just doing an abbreviated notice to where I know my role. I manage a team. I know, what needs to be done and just basically creating that handoff in a shorter period of time. And way, 5 days, like Friday. Thanks so much.
Does that hold to the standard that that's how you'd want someone to treat you in the same scenario? 5 days?
Yeah. And I think for me, it's more about the preparation and the transition, the quality of the content that I'm handing off and making sure the ducks are in a row and that I can leave with peace and that I can also give peace, because it's never easy when someone leaves. And there's a lot of, I'm leaving the industry too. So,
what are you going to?
I'm going to more of the finance side of construction. So, and more IT related stuff. And I'm very excited, and I've done a lot of work. It was a very slow hiring process. And so I really, it helps to be debt free.
Yeah. Oh, so you've already got something lined up.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. The situation's a little, it's funny because this company actually owed me money from last year. And so they drug their feet. So I would have given them 2 weeks notice, but now it's getting to a point where I need to start. Did they pay you yet? Yeah, they did. Today, actually, they paid me. So
you know what? The more information I get on this, I think you're being generous to give them 5 days.
I do. And I have polled all my friends and my husband, and they're like, you should have been gone months ago, but you've really, I've stayed for my team. I've stayed for the right reasons. It's now.
No, you're a good
time
person.
to part ways.
Yeah. I mean, if someone hadn't paid me money that they owed me, I wouldn't give them 5 days. I'd give them 5 fingers minus 4.
It was last year, and they miscalculated it. And the only way I caught it, Ken, was because they did it again this year.
Oh, yeah. How convenient. Yeah. Is that ineptitude, or do you think there's something sneaky going on?
So we're on the radio, but
yeah, but we're not saying who it is. We're not going to say the company. So you think it's sneaky?
They changed the way they calculated bonus this year, but they also had the figure wrong, in the calculation. And I'm an engineer. I can do math.
Yes, you can.
No, how they mathematically calculated.
I do. I know how they did it. I'll tell you how they did it. Like when I was older, I'm 3.5 years older than my brother, and I'm going to take you back to this moment where I think I know what this was. I remember the first time, my mom and dad made us share a big bag of candy. And my mom was like, hey, split it evenly. And my brother was too young and he wasn't paying attention. I was going, okay, 1 for you, 1 for you. And then I'd do 2 for me, but I'd say 1 for me. I think it was one of those deals.
Yeah. Yeah. Change the,
Yeah.
That's right. Change the rules. I'm an older child too. I changed the rules to suit my needs. No,
you're a classy lady. And I think the 5 days is more than enough. And by the way, I want to say this to the audience, because I made a joke a minute ago that I'd show them 5 fingers minus 4, and I was trying to be cute. I wouldn't do that if I'm in my right mind. And the reason is it's just never, ever, ever, ever beneficial to show your fanny on the way out the door.
Yeah.
There just isn't. And I don't know if you can say that anymore. That's an old phrase. My granddad used to say when I was pouting, you just you're sticking your fanny in the air, let everybody know you're. And I just think that, we live in a day and age where you never know how someone can come back and use it against you or shows up. And I just think you're the example of grace and mercy. And the people that you're leading now are going to be very grateful to you. So go with your plan. And I think you're going to be better for it. So thank you for the call. Really good stuff there. Look, I love when we get a call like this, and I appreciate Bronwyn's honesty. Everybody said I should have been gone a long time ago. But she's a good person, and she's moving on. Launch your tech career today at betheltech.net/Ken Coleman.